Let's go. Let's go. Dubs in the chat, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Y'all, welcome back to Courtside with Ash. Dubs in the chat. As y'all see, I got my goggles on. So I'm making this video actually on Tuesday morning, the day after the game, because I was actually at the game last night. And most importantly, I wasn't just at the game, but I was at the game as an actual media person. So I was able to get the behind the scenes intel of the players, the game, the post game, the coach. It was just super, super fun, super exciting. And of course, last night was the leash goggle night. So they gave everybody in the Gateway Arena the goggles. This was my first time at the Gateway Arena this year. I went last year, but most of the games that I've gone to this year have been at the State Farm. Not most, but all of the games that I've gone to have been at the State Farm Arena. So the Gateway Arena experience is like no other. So if you're in Atlanta and you have not been to the Gateway Arena for an Atlanta Dream game, I think we only have a few more home games left. So make your way out there to the Gateway Arena to experience a home game with the Atlanta Dream. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. It is such a fun and amazing experience. I had a blast, and man, guys, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I'm really excited that I had that opportunity, but moreover, just like being consistent and being diligent and things like that actually pay off. And shout out to MTMV Sports for allowing me to have that opportunity. It's been such an amazing experience, and I will never forget it. And I hope that I will be able to experience that again at some more games. I did not get to ask any questions. I could have, but I kind of chickened out when I was in there because I was like, whoa, like I really can ask, the players a question, or I can ask the coach a question. But I was just kind of like, you know what I mean? I want to make sure that if I'm asking a question, that I'm asking it in the right way, because there's a certain way you got to ask your questions and stuff like that. But I'm going to try to ask one next time. Yeah, I'm going to try to ask one next time I go to a game. But nonetheless, guys, like I said, dubs in the chat. That was a great win for us. Great win for the Atlanta Dream. So many things happening last night. Jordan Canada's birthday. Alicia Gray with the goggle night. Angel Reese breaking records. Bree Jones 100% from the field. I mean, it was our night, it was our night. This was one of the most complete and dominant games that we've played this season. The Atlanta Dream had 29 assists on 36 made field goals. And y'all know how I am about assist to field goal ratio. So to me, it kind of just tells me that the ball was moving. The ball was moving. The players were getting each other involved. And that is the recipe for success. When the Atlanta Dream are getting 25 assists or more this season, we are undefeated. We are undefeated. When we get 25 assists or more this season, we are undefeated. Okay? Last night we had 29. So the mark and the goal every game is 25. That is our magic number. That is the number we need to be trying to aim for. Because like I said, we haven't lost. And so when you're at this point in the game, you have to see what is working for us. Of course, every team wants to, they have their different game plans, but for us, it's moving the ball. It's not the ISO play. It's not people going one-on-one. It's moving the ball. When we have 25 assists or more, we're undefeated. So that is the goal. That should be the standard. And I'm hoping that's something that Carl is addressing in the locker room with his players, just about making sure that we continue to move the ball every single game, because there's a lot of success there for us, and we are very, very, very hard to beat when that's the type of mentality that we have, a pass first mentality. And also, Carl did say last night in the post-game interview that last game, I think when we played Washington, we weren't passing to the open man. In this game, we were passing to the open man. So he did kind of say, like, that is something that he recognizes was happening. And so my thing is, and I think with a lot of fans, we want consistency. We want consistency from the players. We want consistency from the coach. We're at the final stretch of the season. And so now it's time to put everything together. Everything you've learned all season, your identity, the things that you do well, everything that has brought you success this season. It's time to really put a microscope on those things and use those things to your advantage. Like I said, the assist, passing the ball around the perimeter. Passing the ball around, finding the open man, getting the ball down low, dominating in the rebound category. Like I said, of course, dominating in the assist category. Steals, defense to offense. That's the Dream's bread and butter, defense to offense. So continue to come out and be aggressive and continuing to put your foot on the neck from the beginning of the game. But then also one of the things that we have to emphasize too is our half court offense. I thought we did really well in the half court today, but we still have to be consistent. There was still a little bit of standing around, but I think, and it's crazy. We did have 29 assists, but I still want to see us move a little bit more. Just in general, I don't like seeing players just standing around waiting to shoot, move around, cut, go back door, whatever it is you got to do to get open. And if your teammate gets stuck and they pick up their dribble, man, make a move and try to go towards the basket, do something to make a play. Right now, that's what this is all about, making plays, winning plays. One of the things that stood out to me the most, and it seems small to a lot of people, but if you know, it's the things that don't show up on the stat sheet that win you those games and win you championships, and it was at some point in the game, there was a loose ball and Brianna Jones sacrificed her body to go get it. It's stuff like that. Brianna Jones coming off an injury, sacrificing her body to go try to get that loose ball. Like, that's the stuff as a fan I like to see. Go get the loose ball. You know what I mean? It's the hustle plays. It's the extra effort plays that win you games. Those are the things that win you championships. You got to do that. Now, I'm not saying that's all that's going to take. We need a lot more. You know what I mean? We need a lot more than that. But I'm just saying, like, those are the types of things like that don't show up on a stat sheet that are going to help you in the long run when it comes to winning games. So with that being said, let's get into these stats because y'all, everybody had a good game. Everybody, literally everybody. So let's start from the top. Hold on. Ooh. Hold on. Let's go here. Dream tempo. All right, cool. So let's start with Naz Hillman. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 of 8 from the field goals, 1 steal. And she had the highest plus minus on the team with 20. Then you got Ryan Howard. Shout out to Ryan Howard. She's put it together, the last couple games, and she's playing really well right now. I hope she can continue to play like this. 22 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 7 of 15 from the field. We'll take that. She made 6 threes, but most importantly, 3 steals and 1 block. She's active defensively, especially, we know she's getting steals. I think Atlanta has 4 people in the top 15 in steals. So that's what we do. We have a great defense, especially when it comes to getting in the passing lanes. But man, Ryan Howard is getting up and blocking shots now. Like, she's not saying she wasn't doing that, but it's very evident that is something that she's putting in her bag and adding in her bag recently. Like, she's been blocking a lot of shots. So shout out to Ryan Howard for just a complete game, offensively and defensively, because we needed that from her. And again, like I said, that's the expectation from her because she's Ryan Howard, right? Now this is the part, I gotta give my flowers to Angel Reese. Angel Reese, the double queen. 20 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Man, y'all know I say this every video, but I'm so impressed with how much better Angel Reese is getting. I'm just so impressed. Like she's literally almost averaging I think she is averaging a double-double, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure she's averaging a double-double, but you can count on a double-double from her. And that's what I mean by consistency from each player. What can we count on from you every single night? We can count on a double-double for Angel Reese almost every single night. Almost. You know what I'm saying? Like she's going to give you a double-double consistently, you know. And then too, guys, and this is another thing we got to keep an eye on. She hit another three. You know, she hit another three. She was 1 for 3 from the 3-point line, but the last however many games, she didn't hit a few threes. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't hit a few. She's starting to get that little 3 ball going a little bit. So I want to continue to see her take that shot if she's open, because she's starting to show that she can hit that shot. And if she's open, take it. You know what I mean? And I think that's Carl's mentality. Whoever is open, if you have an open 3-pointer or open shot, you're taking that shot. And I feel like everybody can shoot the 3. Because Oka can shoot the 3 too. She was shooting them 3s at South Carolina. Bree Jones, we know she can make the 3. Angel can make the 3, and of course all the guards. So I think Carl's mentality for everybody on the court, if they're open, they're going to take that 3-point shot. So I want to continue to see Angel to take that shot if she's open. I'm not saying, oh, she needs to shoot 10 times a game, but yeah, like three threes, you know, if you open, yeah, take that. I'm not saying take no contested 3s, but open 3s. Yeah, I want to continue to see her take that shot, because I think that's what's going to continue to make her better at shooting. You know, Naz Hillman wasn't always the best 3-point shooter. She added that to her bag. Aaliyah Boston added that to her bag. Asia Wilson added that to her bag. You know, these post players, even you see in the NBA, like you have stretch 5s. And so that makes you even more dangerous, because now the post player used to just guard the post, but now they got to come up and make a decision if they're going to guard you on the 3-point line and you can go by them, or they're going to let you take the 3. You know what I'm saying? And having stretch 5 is, you know, that's a really big advantage that you have. And I think sometimes that's why Okai, because Okai is she can shoot too, you know, like she actually can shoot. But I think sometimes when she's playing against like quicker post players, you know, she can kind of get caught on the island if they try to blow by her when they're attempting to shoot a 3, because she is going to try to come block it, and she's tall enough to do so, you know, but sometimes they go by her. But anyways, long story short, my point is Angel Reese, if she's open, I want her to keep taking that 3 100%. Shout out to Angel Reese for becoming for breaking the record for the most double-doubles in Dream history in a single season with 22. I mean, she's constantly breaking records and she's constantly getting better. I'm excited to continue to see her grow, and I hope she continues to grow with this team. You know what I mean? Like her on the Dream just seemed like the perfect fit. I love her being here, and yeah, she's doing amazing. So shout out to Angel Reese. Let's move on to Jordan Canada. So yesterday was Jordan Canada's birthday. Shout out to Jordan Canada, man. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. Almost, I mean, she was getting close to a triple-double last night. 6 of 13 from the field. She made 4 threes. So she has that in her bag too. Jordan Canada made 4 threes. And then she limited her turnovers tonight. And so, like I said, you know, if I can call out your flaws, I can definitely congratulate you on improving. So turnovers, only 2 turnovers tonight for Jordan Canada, which is what we want to keep it at for her. And, you know, that's a point. She's a point guard. So I think that's good, you know, to only have 2 turnovers from your point guard position. So shout out to Jordan Canada. Great game for her. And then we move on to Alicia Gray. She had a great game as well. Like I said, goggle night for Alicia Gray. And she ended with 15 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. I mean, great game, very efficient game. She only shot the ball 8 times, but she made 5 shots. And then on top of that, not only did she make 5 shots, but she made all of her free throws, 4 out of 4 from the free throw line. So shout out to her. Then we go to Bree Jones. Bree Jones, 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Bree Jones had it going tonight, y'all. And this is why I kept saying I can't wait till Bree Jones gets back. You know, she's still getting her feet up under her, but Bree Jones is an all-star player. She's an all-star caliber player. She is a great post player. Bree Jones, like I said, 15 points. But the most impressive thing about Bree Jones today or last night was 5 for 5 from the 5 for 5 field goals. So she made 5 out of 5 field goals last night, 100% from the field. She only missed 1 free throw, 5 out of 6 free throws, and a steal. And so the thing with Bree Jones is that, you know, I know her last game wasn't her best game. You know, Angel Reese knows her last game wasn't her best game, but I like the resilience from both of those players. I like that they came back, they bounced back in a major way. You know, she went from not having the best game to being 100% from the field, 5 out of 5 field goals made, made her free throws, contributed on, adding 5 assists from your post player. So really complete game for her as well. And then of course you have Borlace, she had 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Sherrod only played 3 minutes last night. I still want to see her play a little bit more. And then Okot played 1 minute. Now let me get to the bench, because technically Bree Jones is coming off the bench. I don't know how much longer that's going to happen. I would like to see Bree Jones get back in that starting lineup soon, because Bree Jones only played 19 minutes last night. So clearly she's still on a minutes restriction. But I would like to see her get back in that starting lineup, and then have Nas coming off the bench. But I still think we need more from our bench. Borlace, I don't know what's going on with Borlace, but it could just be the inconsistent minutes. I think as a player that kind of rattles you and shakes you, because we have to remember she was the MVP in the league that she previously was playing in. And so if she was MVP in that league, sometimes I feel like I'm not seeing the MVP player that she was, and I know it's still there. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I don't know if it's just an inconsistent minutes thing. I don't know if she's overthinking, but I do remember those games that she had this year where she played out of her mind and she played well. So I want to know, what is it going to take to get back to that? We need someone else off our bench. Of course, Bree Jones, we know what she's going to do. And if they switch Nas, she's going to be that person. But we still need 1 or 2 more people off our bench giving us a little bit more. I would like to see Sherrod get more minutes. I think she plays really well when she gets in the game. So I would like to see her play a little bit more. Clearly, he's just not going to play Aaliyah and I. So that's just not going to, it doesn't seem like that's just going to happen. But Sherrod, I want to see her play it a little bit more. And then let's go to Okot. I think that's one of the things that stood out to me the most is the Okot minutes. Okay, so Okot played 1 minute and she took 2 shots, right? When Okot got in the game, I believe she turned the ball over and I think she made a couple mistakes. And then he pulled her right back out of the game. And so with Okot, I think it's the same thing. I think it's the inconsistent minutes. She went from playing over 15 minutes a game to playing 0 minutes, 1 minute, 3 minutes, like whatever amount of minutes, but it dwindled down significantly. And so now I think she's getting in her head, and she already is, she's already like kind of a player that's still developing anyway, but now I think she's getting in her head even more. I think she's trying too hard to just not make a mistake that she ends up making a mistake, and then her leash is this long, so if she makes a mistake, you're gone, you're out of the game, and that's just sometimes how it works, with coaching sometimes. I can't say that, I can't say that I don't understand, because when you have a lead, you want to maintain a lead, and so you never want to put yourself in a position to where you're losing the lead at the expense of just trying to give somebody more minutes. It's tough, man. It's tough, because I do want to see her play more. And I do think her leash should be a little longer, because how is she going to get better if she doesn't play? It's just getting to the point in the season, though, where we got to get our rotations a little bit more solidified. And we do need more from the bench, And if we're going to have Okot, and we're going to need Okot, down the stretch, she's going to have to start getting more minutes now. So he has a tough job, Carl has a tough job, but he's going to have to figure out a way probably to get Okot some more minutes. if he plans on using her in the playoffs, which we might end up needing her. Yeah, I'd like to see her get more minutes. I want to see Shirai get more minutes. And I want to see Izzy Borlace play like the person that was playing earlier this season. And then I don't know what's going on with Tahina Pau and her injury. Not sure what's going on there, but I did see Navarre was in a boot. I know she's probably not going to get any minutes. But I am interested to see when Pau comes back, like what that will look like. Because I still think we're going to need some kind of punch off the bench. Like tonight, our threes were falling, but our threes aren't always falling, you know. And so we're going to still have to find a way to, emphasize our post play, you know, emphasize our post play and emphasize our ability to, pass and make plays even when our threes are not falling. So let me see how many threes we made. 7, 8, 12, 13, 14. Wow. This was a really good game from the 3-point line for us. We made 14 threes. And then we had 4, 5, 6, 7 steals. 1, 2, 3 blocks. Yeah. So 14 threes, you know what I mean? Like that's not, I don't know. Like, I don't know how consistently we can make 14 threes. But overall, I feel as though our game plan needs to be continuing to pass the ball, continuing to find the open man. If you're open, shoot the shot. You know, continue to pass the ball down low. Play inside out. You know, I think that's the game. Continue to play great defense. Be the aggressors. Treat every game like a playoff game. And I think you just live with the results after that. Now, before I go, this is the question that I want to leave you guys with. And this is a question I want y'all to also answer. Okay, listen to what I'm going to say and listen to what I'm going to ask. At the top, you have Minnesota. You have, I don't know the exact order, but let's just say Minnesota, the Aces, the Valkyries. Who's number 4 now? Is it Washington? It might be Washington. Okay. And somewhere down here you have the Liberty. You know. And then you got, yeah, like, so how do we fare against those teams? Honestly, how do y'all feel like we fare against those top 5 teams? Do we have a chance in the playoffs to beat those teams? Those are the questions that I have right now. And what do we have to do to play more consistently against those types of teams in order to win a championship? Because ultimately, that has to be the goal. You're not just playing just to play. You're not just playing just to, you know, you're playing to win a championship. So what is it that we need to do to be playing at a championship level right now? You know, for me, I'm going to say consistency. I'm saying consistency in every way possible. You know, every way possible. Because when I look at Minnesota, I see consistency. I can't say that the Aces are that consistent, but I will say that they're battle tested. You know what I mean? The Valkyries are pretty consistent. Washington is on a roll right now. So that's the type of consistency I'm looking for from this team, you know. And what is it going to take for us to get there? Because we got the talent, we got the players, but I just want to know, what is the mindset? What makes them different than us? What is it? What's allowing them to play at a consistent level and us not to? Is it coaching? You know, is it coaching? Is it the players? What is it? And what do we need to do in order to do that? Because I think that is the main thing. And they even know it. Angel Reese even said it. You know, the coach says it. You know, so it's a very common word. They say consistency a lot. And so we know that we have to be consistent, but what does it take to be consistent? Because we see some teams being consistent and some teams are not being consistent. So what does that take? Is it a mindset thing? Like, what is it? Like, what is it? Because right now we don't have a lot of games left and we got some tough games left. We got to play Minnesota. We got to play the Aces. We got to play the Fever. We got to play the Liberty twice. You know what I'm saying? So every game here on out is a playoff game. That is my mentality. So y'all let me know what y'all think. What did y'all think about this game last night? It was a good win, but I'm not getting too high and I'm not getting too low about it because, like I said, I want to see consistency and I want to see us do it versus the Fever, the Aces, the Lynx, the Liberty, the Valkyries, the Mystics. You know, I want to see us do it against them, you know, consistently. And so when we do that, then I'll start getting a little more excited. But right now I'm taking that dubs in the chat, and you know, we're gonna take that and we're gonna move on to our next game and see what happens. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought about the game last night. Let me know what y'all think we need to do in order to be consistent and in order to compete for a championship. Like, what is it that we need to do? Do we have it? Like, what do y'all think? I want y'all's honest opinions. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.